What happens when your model is right and everyone you work for is wrong? This is your life as a quant who just called the crash, trapped between numbers that don't lie and a firm that refuses to listen. And the cost of being right is yours to carry. Here's what it really looks like. The number on your screen is 0.97. It should be impossible. The model you built, the one you spent 14 months coding, 3 weeks backtesting, and one sleepless Tuesday explaining to a managing director who barely looked up from his phone, just told you that the entire US housing market is moving in lockstep with a basket of synthetic CDOs that are supposed to be uncorrelated. The correlation should be near zero. It has never been above 0.3.
It is 2:47 a.m. The trading floor is empty. The cleaning crew left an hour ago. The Bloomberg terminal is the only light in the room, and it is painting your face blue, while every risk metric you know says the same thing. This is not a glitch. This is not a fat finger. The number is real. The crash has already started. Nobody upstairs knows. Not yet. You sit there for exactly 4 seconds. 4 seconds where you could close the terminal, go home, say nothing. The number disappears at market open. Nobody ever has to know you saw it first. You are 26 years old. You don't close the terminal. What you do next, that single decision, made alone at 2:47 in the morning with no one watching, will define everything that follows. The money, the lawsuits, the years you will never get back. But to understand how you ended up in that chair, staring at that number, you have to go back. Back to before you knew what a quant even was. Back to when math was still something that felt safe. The acceptance letter arrives on a Tuesday. Full funding, 5 years, a $32,000 stipend, which sounds like money until you do the math and realize it's $7.84 an hour if you're honest about the hours. You are not honest about the hours. You are 21 years old. You think this is the beginning of something clean, a path where intelligence compounds, where the work always pays off. You have no idea you just signed a contract with a machine that will run you until the numbers blur. Year 1, you learn to code. Year 2, you learn what a volatility surface is. Year 3, you learn that your advisor cares about exactly one thing, his next paper, not yours. You are a workhorse with a tuition waiver and a parking pass. Your dissertation is called Adaptive Calibration of Stochastic Volatility Models under Incomplete Market Data. Your committee reads it. No one else ever will. Your girlfriend visits 4 times in year 2, twice in year 3. She sits at your desk while you work. You watch her watching you. You both know the arithmetic doesn't add up, and neither of you says so. She stops visiting in October of year 3. Every week, another life. Subscribe if you're staying for the whole climb. You don't break down. You work. You translate grief into output. That is the first real skill this field teaches you before it teaches you anything else. 80-hour weeks, 90 near the end. You eat at your desk. You dream in differential equations. Real dreams where solutions resolve themselves at 3 a.m. and you wake up and write them down. And sometimes they're right. By year 5, you can speak a language that fewer than 8,000 people on Earth are fluent in. You have 2 published papers. You have $4,200 in savings. The degree comes through on a Thursday. No ceremony. You are already in New York because 2 weeks before your defense, a firm called. When a firm like that calls, you don't waste time asking why. The offer letter arrives before your defense grades do. $180,000 base, 0 discretionary bonus, year 1. Signing bonus of $32,000, vesting in 12 months, non-negotiable, and you do not negotiate. The desk is smaller than your dorm room, no window. 31 other people within 20 feet, every single one with a doctorate, most from schools that waitlisted you. You are the newest subroutine in the machine. 6 a.m. stand-ups. The managing director runs them in under 5 minutes. You learn to have your number memorized before your coffee is hot. Overnight P&L attribution, to the penny on your assigned book, which is not your book. It belongs to the firm. You are responsible for one function inside an ensemble model, inside a risk wrapper, inside a strategy that has been live since 2008 and has never once stopped running. The code reviews are the part no recruiter mentions. Senior quants read your functions out loud, slowly, like a prosecutor. Every variable name is a question. Every edge case is evidence against you. You rewrite the same pricing module 7 times in 3 weeks. On the 8th pass, the senior nods once. That is the closest thing to approval you will receive before December. By September, you understand your place. You are maintenance crew. The machine was running before you were born, and it will run long after you leave. And your contribution is one subroutine in assisting with 6,000 subroutines. And if yours fails at 9:31 a.m. on a trading day, someone 3 floors up knows it before you do. That doesn't break you. It just makes you very, very quiet. You start watching the people who got a bonus last year. You study them the way you...
No one stays late on a Friday for good news. The Friday meeting is 30 seconds. Your MD slides you a 1-line brief. Backtest cross-asset correlation breaks, 1998 to present, every major credit event. Someone upstairs asked for it. No deadline, no context, just run it. You run it all weekend. You pull 26 years of data, investment grade spreads against high yield, against equity vol, against swap rates, against sovereign CDS. You build the rolling correlation windows, flag every breakdown event, annotate the timing. It takes 41 hours. You eat twice, you sleep 4. And at 11:47 p.m. on Sunday night, staring at your laptop on your kitchen table, you see it. Every single major credit dislocation since 1998, LTCM, the dot-com unwind, the 2005 spread blowout, the 2008 collapse, was preceded by the same signal. 6 to 14 weeks before the event, the correlation structure between investment-grade CDS and equity-implied volatility broke down in a very specific way. Not randomly, not gradually. It snapped. Same direction, same relative magnitude, every single time. Your hands are shaking. You run the test 3 more times. It holds every time. You spend the next 3 days building the trade. 43 pages. Short credit, long vol, triggered by the breakdown signal. You size it the way the signal demands. 200 million notional. That is not a number a 27-year-old with 6 months of seat time proposes in a Monday morning meeting. That is a number that ends careers, or defines them. And there is currently no one else in the building who believes what you believe. You walk to your desk head at 8:15 on Monday. You ask for 4 minutes.
He gives you 4 minutes. You show him the matrix, the historical precedents, the signal, the trade structure. He listens without interrupting, which already surprises you. He asks 2 questions, real questions, the kind that tell you he actually read the chart instead of just the conclusion, and you answer both cleanly. He nods, slowly, the way men nod when they have already decided something and just haven't told you yet. Then he turns back to his Bloomberg terminal.
He doesn't say it's wrong. He just says, "Send me the deck. I'll look at it this week." 3 weeks pass, and the signal keeps moving in exactly the direction you said it would. The deck never gets a reply. The trade closes, up 22%, and you have already accepted an offer in Connecticut. The fund is 16 people in a building off the Merritt Parkway. No consensus culture, no committee, no one translating your signal for a room that will never move fast enough. Your book is $200 million.
Your risk limits, your call. You build the position over 6 weeks. Systematic. Every parameter inside the model. The thesis is clean. Sovereign credit spreads in the European periphery are mispriced against the dollar funding cycle, and the backtest says this gap closes inside 18 months. You put the trade on at a size that means something.
Month 1, down 4%. You expected that. Drawdown windows exist. You hold. Month 2, down another 6. You run every check. The model says hold. You hold. By month 5, you are down 14% on the book. Your Sharp is negative 0.4. That number gets printed on one page and placed in front of the risk committee. 7 people. No one raises their voice. This is not a bank floor. They give you 30 days. 30 days is not feedback. It is a countdown.
You go back to your desk. You open the model. You run 6 stress scenarios against every input. You check the historical analogs. You check the signal. The model says hold. Month 7. You stop eating lunch because you cannot remember the last time you left your desk. Month 8. Your calls home drop from 20 minutes to 4. Month 9. One of the other portfolio managers walks past your screen, looks at it, and keeps walking without saying a word, which is worse than anything he could have said.
Month 11. The position is still bleeding. The model still says hold. You are the only person in that building who believes both things at once, and the silence inside that conviction is the longest thing you have ever lived inside. Not panic, not certainty, something slower. The sound of a man waiting to find out whether he was right or whether he has destroyed something that cannot be rebuilt. Month 11 ends on a Thursday afternoon, and on Friday morning, the spreads move. The spreads move in your direction. 32 basis points in 4 hours, and the P&L column you have watched bleed for 11 months reverses so fast, the system flags it as a data error. September arrives. The model runs clean. You are up $340 million in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. The number is so large, your brain handles it the way it handles a geological timescale. Intellectually, never emotionally. The desk phone rings for the first time in months, and it is not risk management. Risk Magazine runs a sidebar, 4 paragraphs on page 38. Your name in a sentence next to the phrase prescient short positioning. You read it twice in the bathroom at 6 a.m. before anyone else is in the building. You do not feel proud. You feel something closer to exhaustion that does not know where to go.
Your mother calls on a Tuesday. She has never called you at the office. She says she was at her friend's house and read something. She says your name was in a magazine. She says she is proud of you. You say thank you. There is a pause on the line. And then you remember. Her 70th birthday was in month 7, week 3 of the drawdown. You had a position unwinding and a prime broker holding on line 2, and you let her call go to voicemail. You meant to call back. You kept meaning to. You did not. You do not tell her that.
The bonus is $4.2 million. You sign the paperwork on a Wednesday morning at 9:07 a.m. Your hand does not shake. You expected something seismic. The relief already happened without you during month 11, and what is left is a very clean, very quiet room. You buy the apartment, east-facing, 42nd floor, 2 bedrooms. You pick it in 40 minutes because you are not good at choosing things that do not have a correct answer. A couch from a website, a plant someone recommends, a coffee maker. You move in over a weekend and hang nothing on the walls. Sunday morning. The apartment is bright and empty, the way new things are. You sit on the couch and open your laptop. Not because there is something you have to do, because the silence has no position in it, no risk running in the background, no threshold approaching. And you do not know what to do with silence that feels like that.
You open the terminal, just to look, and then you see it. A signal in the overnight data. Small, anomalous, the kind of number that disappears when you look too hard. You lean forward, and somewhere on the other side of the country, in a market you have not touched in 2 years, something is beginning to move. You know what it is before you can name it. The pattern is familiar, the way your own handwriting is familiar. Not analyzed, just recognized. Your fingers hover over the keyboard. You could build the model, run the backtest, price the options chain. You know exactly how to do it. You have always known exactly how to do it. That was never the question.
The question, the one the job asked you every single day and never answered, was whether knowing was enough. Whether being right was the same as being okay. You predicted the crash. You saw it before the desks, before the floor, before the funds that lost everything in a single week. Your number was right. Your number was perfect. And it cost you 3 years of sleep, 1 marriage, 2 friendships, and a version of yourself that believed the market was a puzzle you could solve and then be done with. You were never going to be done with it. The 24-year-old at 2 a.m. building his volatility model, you remember being him, certain that getting the math right was the whole job. It isn't. The math is the easy part. The hard part is surviving what happens when you're correct and the machine grinds forward anyway. When your model says one thing and the desk says another, and you have to decide every single day whether your conviction is worth more than your seat at the table. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You never know until after. You close the laptop. Then you open it again. There is another ladder where the numbers are just as real, where the uniform is a suit, the casualty count is higher, and the people who climb to the top never quite explain how they got there. That world has its own cost, its own silence at the end, its own 2 a.m. If this one hits something, if you've ever been the person in the room who saw it coming, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm this kind of story is worth finding. And subscribe if you want to keep going. There is always another system, always another rank, always another price no one mentions until you've already paid it. The cycle continues.